everyone from Hydeout Ranch. Today is Bobcat Day. We are going to be moving dirt today like we've been talking about for weeks now. So what we're planning to do initially is our track is going to go kind of in this area. There's a lot of frost on there. You can tell it got cold last night. We got our first cold hard frost, but can't really see the markings that we have in the grass right now. But what we're going to be doing is first using the Bobcat to tear up the sod that's here and kind of get the outline of the track where we're going to be putting the dirt. And then we're going to be taking, we got 10 different piles of dirt, different mounds out here, and we're going to be taking them, bringing them in, and stacking them where the berms are going to be so that we can start working on actually cutting the track out of the dirt that we put down. So the first thing we're going to do, get the Bobcat fired up and tear up some sod, and then we're going to start moving dirt. Eventually, since we only have the Bobcat for 2 days, the plan is for us to get all the dirt, even if we can't get everything built today, get all the dirt centrally located. Since we don't own this Bobcat, it's not going to be here all the time. So we're going to get everything moved in here so that in the future, in the next couple of weeks, as we're still digging, the dirt's already here. We can use a wheelbarrow and do stuff by hand, but it'll be centrally located, basically inside the track, because we have a track that's going to be essentially a ring. So that's what we're working on. Stay tuned, and I don't know, we'll see how this looks. Stay with us.
Something that I think is really funny is when they dropped the Bobcat off this morning, we had them demo for us how to turn it on. So this is the first time getting in a Bobcat, trying to figure it out. We need to bring it and the second bucket as well as the TAM over to the track, and we'll primarily be using that toothed bucket because it's going to help us tear up some of that dirt. So luckily we were able to move this thing with the dogs running around and really didn't have any issues getting started. So that's really exciting. So this first pile of dirt that we decided to start with had the most sun exposure for the morning thus far, and it was dug out from that piece of ground there. It is the most compact dirt. It's so clayey and has tons of piping, like porcelain piping. I don't think that's the right word for it, or tile. It's so weird. Quickly after we had started with that first pile, we decided to just start cutting out the actual track, because it doesn't really make sense to pile a bunch of dirt if you can't really see where you're going. So this was our first attempt at trying to scoop out some of that track. So Skip is working the Bobcat now, and a little bit later we will switch around and see who is the best at cutting track. In all honesty, we were just way more stoked to be able to actually use the Bobcat. I was so worried that the rain the day before, and then of course this icy ground, was going to make for a terrible day of digging, but it really worked out in our favor. It was so beautiful out on that Saturday. So at this point, Ty and Adam are working on compacting some of the beginnings of our roll-in. Obviously, there's not a ton of stuff going on here, but this is really crucial to being able to get enough speed to work. So the cuttings of the grass are going to be the foundation of this massive pile of dirt. And Skip decided to give Adam a go with the Bobcat, and this dude, I swear, he finished cutting out the track in no time. So we now have the base of what it's going to look like. So if you guys can dream with me, this is what you will see, but eventually with rollers and jumps and all that fun stuff. So here's a little time-lapse fun of me standing up there with Brittany and Skip, and we are just trying to make some quick work of this pile here. One of the best parts about biking and the bike community is you make some of the coolest friends. We have people who came to show up, Brittany, Kara, Ty, none of these guys are here other than because they love us and like to play in the dirt and the potential that this project is going to bring and just being a part of something. But also this day, it was so beautiful. Why wouldn't you want to come out and help build some rollers that you can eventually ride on your bike? A little bit of a fun fact, guys. I thought I was going to test out the Bobcat and think it was cool and be done, but I ended up taking over operating the Bobcat for the rest of Saturday and all of Sunday. I could take up a profession in moving things with a Bobcat, and that would be the coolest thing ever. So right here, I'm working on building the back berm. It's just the beginning. There's hardly any dirt.
So a quick update here. We've been doing a lot of building, a lot of digging, and my wife about 2.5 hours ago took over duties on the Bobcat, and she has been building the berm you see behind me. There's some more, you see some rollers, a little sneak preview over here. But she's a natural at that thing, man. We just tell her where to put it and she goes crazy, so definite progress is happening right now. Pretty exciting.
So this is the end of day 1. You can see we had some rollers built. We started on the back berm. I moved some piles of dirt just to help us start shaping what we think are going to be the side jumps. And then of course, I'm standing on top of the roll-in at this point, and it's really not tall enough to get the speed for what we want. So the next day, we're going to definitely add way more dirt to that roll-in and then start working on the next stuff. So for day 2, it was really crunch time. I felt like I was working on a little bit more of a tighter schedule just because this was the last day we were going to have the Bobcat. So my objective was to just move as much dirt as possible. So it was a little bit like a bat out of hell, just driving that thing around, moving dirt, asking where the boys wanted it. We have Hip and Philip who joined us this day. So it's just super cool. And it was much colder and so windy, at least at this point, while we were working on the roll-in, added more dirt. The boys are working on a double right now, and that's what we're doing. I also figured out at one point how to use that Bobcat to shape that back berm. So I was able to compact it some more, and I think that took a lot of the extra work out of it. I felt super cool. Cav has joined us at this point, and he's going to help us figure out how to create the coolest hip jump ever. I don't exactly know how this is going to flow in at the end of the day, but it is going to be super awesome, and this kid can dig.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Hydeout Ranch, and what a difference a day makes. Yesterday we had sunny weather, nobody was cold, no cold fingers, and today we've got a lot of wind, and it's, I don't know if you can see behind me or not, but it's definitely spitting snow. It's pretty windy today. We've got a lot done. If you can see behind me, we'll definitely be posting pictures soon, but we've gotten a whole lot done. We've got a new crew of people out here helping us out. Yesterday, Adam and Brittany were here, and my kids were here helping out. Kate, again, is an absolute animal on the Bobcat. She's got a wrist injury and can't really swing a pickaxe or use a shovel, but she can definitely operate that thing. We're very grateful for that. She's even shaping berms with it. But today we've got Cav, Phillip, and Hip out here helping us out. And we're definitely starting to shape some stuff. We've got the front straight pretty much done going into the berm, and we're looking to keep shaping a little bit, at least until we lose daylight. Everybody's warm right now. We've got Big Blue out here somewhere, right there it is, and we've got Big Blue on with the heat on just in case anybody gets cold and we can hop in there. We had a pretty good day today so far, and hoping to get some more done and get all the dirt moved, since we're gonna have to have the Bobcat have to return it tomorrow, unfortunately. But we've definitely gotten our money's worth out of it. So stay tuned, keep watching, and kind of keep you updated.
All right, guys, that's a wrap on our 2 days with the Bobcat. We had so much fun. We had a lot of people over to help us. We're super grateful. I feel like we still have way more to do, but it definitely is taking shape, and we got all but 3 piles of dirt moved. So those can kind of hang around until the new year, and we'll work with what we have before it starts getting much colder. But the roll-in is higher. We have several different rollers, a double, and a sweet hip jump. So stay tuned for what comes next.